Good morning. Another amazing day in the month of February 2024. Today is the 8th day, and yes, my name is Sarah Omobigo, and this is the newspaper review on Quest Television. Yes, first things first, congratulations to the Nigeria Super Eagles for advancing to the finals of the AFCON. And yes, with that being said, let's quickly dive into the dailies and see what it has in store for us. The first paper up for review will be that of the Daily Trust. And the Daily Trust says, the big story says, a bandit threatened to marry bride, sells 62 wedding guests. Demands 100 million naira ransom. Well, this is a tough one. Away from that story, it's just above the masthead. Abuja unsafe, claims Senate. 3 soldiers killed in Nasarawa. It says here, NSA seeks UK help for security. Forex crisis, nothing for Nigeria as crude oil sold in advance, coming from NGF. But these stories you can find on pages 4, 6 and 7 of the Daily Trust. Senegal, USCDD condemn presidential poll shift. You can read more on this story on page 8 of the Daily Trust. We have another one here, the picture of the day that says Nigeria beats South Africa to set up AFCON final with Côte d'Ivoire. 5 months after, Tinubu yet to replace record ambassadors. We do things upside down in Nigeria. Ex-convoy claims. New ones to be announced soon, minister's aid. You can read page 9 of the Daily Trust to get more information on that story. Well, moving away from the Daily Trust, the next paper up for review is that of the Nation's newspaper. And the big story on the Nation's newspaper says, creative industry leaders reject minister's African Grammy plan. Page 4 is where you will get that story. AFCC clamps down on firms for issuing invoices in dollar. A kick underneath the story says, agencies arrest suspects in Lagos, PH and Kaduna. Varsities proprietors summoned. While above the masthead, Oyo gives 460 million naira to 1,407 farmers in economic recovery plan. Well, that is a good one. Well, you can get more information about that story on page 1 of the Nation newspaper. Another headline here says, World Bank's $15 billion for 30 projects in Nigeria. Page 1 is where you will get more information. And on page 4 and page 9, my plans for Ondo by Senator Jimoh Ibrahim. ASCON privatization dispute persists. Well, away from that story, NNPCL begins production of extra 14,000 BPD. Rep bill for polls in 1 day passes second reading, and that one there is also a good one. Oyoto prosecutes 3 over Ibadan blast. Page 5 is where you will get more information on that story. Expectant teenagers rescued from baby factory. Page 6, you will get more information on that story. Well, that is the much that I can take from the Nation. The next paper up for review will be that of the Punch newspaper. And the big story on the Punch paper this morning says Forex crisis. EFCC 7,000-man task force goes after dollar racketeers. Page 2 is where you will get that story. A kicker underneath the story says EFCC summons private varsities proprietors, companies, order charging dollar fees. Government agencies violating law on Forex too. NESG tells Commission airlines promise compliance. Well, away from that one, another story that you should read also says Tinubu inaugurates student loan scheme February 21st. So by February this month 21st, the student loan scheme will be active. Well, you could check page 3 for more information on that story. 500,000 jobs threatened over ban on sachet alcoholic drinks, coming from MAN. Page 22 is where you will get more information on that story. Government approval delays Dangote refinery fuel. Page 21 is where you will understand why the government approval delays Dangote refinery fuel. The picture of the day shows our goalkeeper Nwabali as he shines as Nigeria beats South Africa to reach AFCON final. We're just below the masthead. Oyo to prosecute 3 held over Ibadan explosion. Feels like they're finally coming to conclusion. Well, you could check page 8 for more of that story. And on page 4, Okada riders, policemen clash as Lagos enforces ban. It feels like this thing comes up every year.
Not every year, it's every month.
Every month now, right? Yeah. All right, so the last paper from the Punch says cashless transactions rise to 611 trillion naira, claims NIBSS. Well, check page 27 for more information on that one. The next paper up for review will be that of the Vanguard newspaper. And the big story on the Vanguard newspaper says court orders federal government to fix prices of petrol, diesel, others within 7 days. A kick underneath the story, or rather another headline says greedy monarchs, community leaders and kidnappers in Southwest. Hunters claim. You can read pages 8 and 10 for those stories respectively. Partnership with Grammy Awards 2. Partnership with Grammys Award will destroy Nigeria's music industry. Well, who is saying that? You would have to find out on page 8 of the Vanguard. That is stakeholders to Tinubu saying that if Nigeria should partner with Grammy Awards, it is going to destroy the music industry. Edo 2024, PDP leaders bicker over delegates Congress. You could check page 12 for more information on that story. And just above the masthead, NNPC Limited celebrates 14,000 BPD production from Akpo West Field. Page 27 is where you will get the full story. Insecurity in Northwest, Kaduna government blames poverty, hopelessness and others. Page 28 for more information. Catholic Church to federal government. Tackle Nigeria's insecurity issue head on. Page 8 is where you would read more information on that one. And lastly, from the Vanguard paper this morning, we will open reserves to address food cost. Federal government says. Page 26 is where, page 25 is where you will get that story. Just before I hand over to before I come to my analyst in the studio, let's quickly go through the next paper for review, and that is Guardian. And the big story on Guardian says, court orders federal government to fix prices, inflation as agitation heightens. Page 6 is where you will get more information on that story. Another headline reads, NNPCL targets 14,000 BBD from Akpo West Field as oil production commences. Page 28 is where you would read more on that story. Reruns, situation room slams INEC, says profiled result sheet dents commission's image. Page 5 is where you will get more information. Undergraduate, JSS1 student commits suicide in Ogun. This is a bad one. Wow. JSS1. JSS1.
Male or female?
It was not specified, or if you check page 6 of the Guardian, you would get more information on that story. On a JSS1 suicide, but that child must have been going through a lot to be thinking about taking his or her own life. Wow. All the way from that story, CSO, eminent citizens flay presidents, governors' use of public funds for private trips. Page 6 of the Guardian is where you will get more information on that story. INC stakeholders decry fresh face-off in Rivers. Page 25 is where you will get more information there. MAN seeks immediate reversal of ban on sachet, pet bottle, spirit drinks. When I say sachet, I mean sachet, but it's not pronounced as sachet. So for the listeners out there, yes, that small thing that you call sachet is what we call sachet. So MAN seeks immediate reversal on ban on sachet. All the way from that one, EFCC moves against invoices in dollar naira mutilation. You could check pages 19 and 5 for those stories respectively. And the last we could take from the Guardian says, court orders how breaches in police compliance frustrate justice system. All of that you will get on page 4 of the Guardian newspaper. Well, if you're just joining us, welcome. It is a newspaper review on Quest Television where we look at the trending stories in the world of news, sport and entertainment. And my name is Sarah Mobigo. So far, we have gone through more than 6 papers this morning, that of The Punch, The Vanguard, Guardian, The Nation, Daily Trust. And yes, right about now, I will be turning over to my analyst in the building, Comrade Odomo, the owner ordained Bishop. Good morning, sir. I thought you were going to be ordained this year.
Oh, that is definite.
My rights from coming.
There is no way to argue that. That's definite.
Definite, and, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm a very patient woman. I would wait.
And I pray for you. Immediately after my ordination, you are going to be coefficients. You know what I mean by that? You are not going to be missed anymore.
I do not understand you. By the way, good morning. Welcome.
Yes, you are not going to be missed anymore. But Mrs., that is the coefficient.
I could not hear you. But yeah, let's move away from that. Okay. So the next the story rather that caught my attention is the court ordering federal government to fix prices of petrol, diesel and others, including bread, flour, salt and sugar within 7 days.
I'm very surprised that court could give such a directive.
The lawyer Falano was the one who brought it up, and the High Court
took the federal government to court.
Yes, took the federal government to court, and it was granted that within 7 days the federal government should fix prices.
The issue remains that can you control what you do not supply?
Exactly.
You can only fix prices for what you supply. This is a market force that is being controlled by demand and supply. Exactly. Now the demand is even far short than
the supply itself.
The supply is short.
People don't have the money to buy, and you want to.
And you are fixing prices for it. Why is it going to work? Before you can fix prices for those things, make sure you flood the market with them. Then you put a price regulation, pricing a policy. We don't have that. You want to start controlling prices. I've not seen the feasibility or the workability of that rulings in the first place. Now, if you say petrol must sell for 600 naira, then I will now use my own money to go and buy it, both landing cost, everything to my station for even that 600 naira. How will I make my margin to take care of my expenses? Maybe they want to. They will have to revisit that law. Unless, of course, they want to cause chaos for so many people. Now you just take a little drop now, but I land the whole. I
think in a way for them to control the price is like federal government are bringing subsidy back on things again. They pay a certain amount out of it, and Nigerians pay the rest.
And so if they want to bring back the subsidy, let them be man enough to tell us that they want to bring the subsidy back, so that they should not pass through the back door. You know, when there is information, rumors are bound to spread everywhere. True. And that is what this government is running on. Look, my fellow countrymen, like they normally say, we could no longer sustain this policy of a subsidy removal. Exactly. We want to reintroduce part of it. You have your Minister of Finance, you have your CBN governor, you have Minister of Information. Let them do a press briefing to the country, for goodness sake, and tell us. Let us know. At the
end of the day, they should be transparent about their activities, so Nigeria.
Exactly, be transparent about your activities. Like as I told Alex yesterday, if you kill a fly, it's just a fly on the back of a child by slapping the child will think you are just beating him. But by the time you kill that, you don't show it to him that this is what.
This is why I hit you.
Yes, you will understand. But this one, you just come out, you make policies. Nobody knows the rudiment, the ingredients of the policy. I want to force it down on people. Like now, from Otowodo to this place, they won't tell you they have increased the price of transportation.
If you don't ask, when you come down, they tell you the price that you have to pay.
That is it.
I've experienced that before. It was really funny.
This morning, he said, did we not listen to the announcement? I said, when was it announced? Is everybody really having radio to their ears that they will know whether the announced price increase? You see, so all these type of things are not good for the running of the government and the welfare of the people at all.
Well, another story that is major, I think, concurrent on 3 or 2 papers is EFCC, 7,000-man task force goes after dollar racketeers, inviting the summoned private universities, charging them that those of them who charge dollar fees in Nigeria.
There is one that just happened this week. $12,000. They put the breakdown, the fees, the books, the this, and that. They listed
in a country that uses naira as its official currency, exactly. While we're charging in
and dollars. Even the annoying thing, that very university, the owner is a very, very top bank executive, CEO. Wow. That's supposed to be controlling controlling and regulating the galloping situation of the naira. You are saying that the school fees must be in dollars, which means your own currency to you, who is a banker, does not have value. Exactly. So why are you a banker? Not just a banker, a CEO. For that matter. And they are flaunting it. They are happy about it. Now you now brought out 7,000 men to chase these people. are they chasing? They don't know where they are.
That's another way to spend money now, because you already have these people, you know them, you have the why.
Look at the one that is trending. The one that is trending, and it was a party, whether birthday or I don't know. The lady was dancing.
Yes, and spraying in dollars. I remember.
And they were carrying the dollar as if it's a box. So much dollar. You see, they will be bringing them one pack and be spraying. They take another pack again, and you say you are going after those. You just go there and pick this if you know you are serious.
Money attacks there.
I mean, the ministers spend naira.
That's true.
Look at that lady that is whether she's indirectly suspended or she's suspended or the minister of.
It has not been concluded yet.
Yeah, the minister. There was one trending video. It
was a wedding, I think, or
no, this one was in her office.
Oh, in her office.
Yes, she was sitting there rolling on the chair, and she gave envelopes to all the ladies that came to visit her.
Oh,
when they opened, one of the ladies tried to say, see money when Auntie give us this money, no $20,000. So in the office, then you say you are going after people. Is it you that you are going after? Don't they know where they?
Maybe that's what they did the 7,000 men. But my PD has been signaling me that we have to go for a quick break. When we'll come back, we'll be opening up the phone line so you can call in and we can get your reactions on the dailies this morning. But do not forget, stay tuned to Quest Television. Welcome back. It is still the newspaper review on Quest Television, and my name is Sarah Omowigo. I'm not alone. I've got my analyst in the building with me, Comrade Odomo, the unordained bishop. Well, we've waited a while for this ordination, but yeah, or coronation you call it, but let's keep waiting. Back to the papers. Another headline that caught my attention, talking about Oyo to prosecute 3 held over Ibadan explosion. You know, they say was a result of was the explosive that were kept illegally in the surrounding of where it occurred. So right now they say they have 3 people who are responsible and are to be prosecuted. What's your take on this?
Yes, you know that it was actually, they say the person who did it is a Malian.
So a foreigner, exactly.
Yes, it's a Malian. And for them to come into your country to mine gold illegally.
Illegally, exactly.
Stockpiling rockets and
explosive, whatever we call it, yeah.
So that they can blow up the ground. They've been doing this thing for years.
But let's be honest. It's not as if it is something that can be done in a cubicle in your house.
No.
So is it that the state governor wasn't aware, the state government was not aware that...
Let's even say the police. Is the police not aware? Is the government not aware?
Because this is explosive.
Are they paying royalties to anybody? And if they are, who are the people that are paying the royalties to? The money coming from that mining, is it a national fund?
Is it exactly? Does it return back to the country itself or to the pockets of
that is the question they should be asking now, or they should be trying to answer.
It should be the follow-up question after prosecuting the. You
don't even need to prosecute those people alone. Are they authorized to mine gold there? One. Is that boy authorized to stockpile explosives? 2. Who are the people responsible? Is the money getting to the federal purse? 3.
It goes round, because how are they bringing the explosive inside the country?
That nobody knows about it. So they should not just look for a scapegoat. If they want to probe this matter,
they're just trying to wrap it up. Let's know, okay, we prosecuted these people and that's it.
Because if you tap some mineral resources in the north, it goes into the private pocket. This gold now is going into, well, until they tell us. But they should tell, if it is going to the national treasury, they should tell us how it is coming into the federal budget. Because since they've been presenting budget, it's only oil I'm seeing that they are revolving around. I've not seen income from gold, income from uranium, and all this and that. So if it is illegal, why, if they are processing it on individual basis, why is it going to be, or why are they doing it on individual basis, while your own oil behind you here is a national issue?
It's a national issue, exactly. I talked about this thing when it first occurred, and I said a lot of questions need to be asked, and a lot of answers need to be provided. Given. Exactly.
And if they could not provide very good answers, all of them involved should also be taken as...
It's funny enough that in spite of everything that's happening, the governor is having issues with the former aspirant of, was it PDP, if I'm not mistaken, that he did not come to, like he didn't call him.
He's the presidential candidate of PDP. Presidential
candidate of PDP. Say he did not
sympathize with
him.
Yes.
And
Do you think the man is happy to have lost that election? He has lost so many elections. So he's looking at it that, well, if he was to be in
Guinness Book of Record, he would be holding something right now.
He wants to contest 2027 again.
Yes, he mentioned that he's a man with drive and vision to keep going and keep going. But yes, let's talk about your state. I think they've done something commendable, and it was recorded in the nation's newspaper saying Oyo gives 460 million naira to 1,407 farmers in economic recovery plan. Agriculture is always the way.
Yes, yes.
But I do have my reservations on this one.
No, you can. You can. There is, and there is another state again where the government donated massive acres of land
to farmers.
To farmers. And it's being regulated by the government itself. If the states can actually go into all this, it will go further down, reducing the prices of the food commodities. Because at that point, the supply will be high. And when the supply is high, the demand must also follow. Yes, and it will now, we are not talking of equilibrium. If you raise your price too high, people will run away from you.
Exactly, there will be other options. Why I say I have my reservation, because I also read in the papers that Nigerians were given 5,000 naira or COVID-19 relief funds, and I did not receive. And now I'm
Did you check your bank account? No, because
I checked my bank account. I almost checked my BVN because I wanted to make sure that there was no mistake there.
How many times did you check your bank account?
I was stuck at home during the COVID-19, so I had time to continue checking. So seeing here that 406 million naira is being given to farmers, I am not so sure. There is this doubt.
How many of these farmers have bank accounts?
Or receive, exactly. We receive it.
How many of them have this bank account? Look, if you want to give, or if you want to assist the farmers, don't give them this cash now. I
don't give them tools or
give them fertilizers.
Fertilizers and all of that.
Give them fertilizers, provide the arable land at which they will work. I'm not giving them cash. I can bet if actually they give that thing, some of the farmers will see that in the following week or so, they are parenting another
because the cash right now would not be helpful in a way, because things out there are expensive.
Even apart from that.
You understand?
Apart from that, undrinkable wine, you will see that some of the farmers will go for second wives or third wives.
Oh my God!
No, but it is normal.
I think they will go for their stomach first, because when you're trying to buy, maybe you're trying to buy fertilizer and the price is not encouraging, like, why should I even farm? Let me just come and go and eat. So
I can bet you 95% will not buy any farming equipment.
Any farming equipment.
I can bet you on that one, because they will tell you, I beg na government money.
Well, let's share some good news. Throughout yesterday, I almost lost my voice this morning, honestly, because of the excitement, the celebration for Super Eagles making it to the finals in AFCON. I watched that match, and I want to tell you, I was holding on to my heart for every second, every minute. So tell me, how do you feel as a Nigerian? Because as a Nigerian right now, if I wasn't from Nigeria, I would be jealous.
Definitely.
I would be jealous.
Those guys, they played what they call football yesterday. You see, it has always been every match that we play, it's always against 12 instead of against the normal 11.
Yes, yes.
If you watch our game against Cameroon, that goal Nigerian scored that was disallowed. What was the reason of disallowing that goal?
It happened again yesterday.
A defender was at the goalpost. The ball came to him, himself and the ball fell into the net. You said because the goalkeeper was out of the goal mount, therefore it was an offside. What happens to that man that was at the line? And they held on to it, they disallowed it. Yesterday again too. After Osimhen has scored
already,
you now brought the ball back to come and play penalty against the same team. So which means we scored 2 goals. They gave us one. They gave.
And both were scored by Osimhen. His 2 goals in the AFCON so far has been cancelled.
3.
3. Oh.
3 has been cancelled.
Wow.
You see, he has scored 4. 2. 3 has been cancelled. He has only 1. Now you are not giving a penalty for the offense that the guy did not even commit that offense. Actually, he wanted to kick the ball. The South African came from behind, ran it from behind. So. In an attempt to kick the ball, he kicked the leg.
But initially, the referee did not see that. So what's your take on VAR? Because when you got to our turn, I was expecting them to give us a penalty after the second time.
That was one of these guys that the ball hit the hand and hit the hand.
But we got the free kick.
But I think one thing is wrong too with our team. If you watch that match critically, the Cameroonians bombarded the referee. They rounded the referee up and they were protesting Seriously, I think it was out of fear. The man said, okay, let us go to the bar. But Nigeria, we just take it, okay, well, let's take it that way. But all I do...
When you big, I beg. We knew what we came with. It's the egos, though. They thought it was Guinea fowl.
It was luck we won that match. Not
sure. It was a tight one.
Yes.
I tell you, it was to prove to them
that thing the referee did was not too correct. Let me compensate these boys. And you know, at a point they started slowing down the match. It
felt like they were deliberately holding on to penalty because the rumor had it that they are really good with penalty, and they have a very great keeper who's.
But they were disappointed yesterday.
It was surprisingly amazing.
I told somebody, well, say that goalkeeper is very good. He caught how many 4 penalties in the match.
Our sports analyst in the video, we all watched the match together yesterday, and he was like, when we get to penalty, that is the end. But like this guy, what's his name, Moses, if I'm not mistaken, that is going to catch all the balls. And once we get to penalty, Nigeria is gone. And Mine, yes, you all know him. Mine Egumaye was here telling us that once we get to penalty, that is it.
I never had that premonition at all because I told the people that the penalties the South African goalkeeper can't.
Yes.
Are not Nigerian penalties. It's another country.
They didn't come with fire.
Yeah,
wasn't a lion roaring.
We have our own system. And I was always telling the people, with this guy, with his height and his flair, it's very flexible.
Yes.
You don't divert your ball. Take it to him direct. Once you kick a penalty directly to the goalkeeper is bound to move. Either go this way or go this way. So you have a free access to go into the net. Those people that were trying to play style, that's why the guy was shining with their balls. He's very tall, so he has a very longer outreach.
During the game, the goalkeeper kept very, very well because he caught that Osimhen's goal, supposed goal that was he caught that one. So yes, he's not really necessarily a bad goalkeeper.
He's a good goalkeeper. Nobody has really known. He's one of the best in the tournament.
And one of the best thing about our victory is
you were not born then when Benin Insurance played the Rangers in the FA Cup finals. The coach then, Alabiesien, told the strikers, Okala was the best in the continent then. Every ball you shoot at him, he will hold it and put it down.
Wow.
I'm making jest of you. So the coach told them, don't ever give him area ball. Grander. They call it a teeth cutting. Because
he can't come down.
Yes.
He's up already.
Then we have Ogboy. There is this guy they call Ogboy in Benin Insurance team. Very short. The legs are so... So once they get to the penalty area, close to the box 18, they fill Ogboy with the ball. Ogboy will come from nowhere. The ball will roll on the floor. Before Kala will bend down, the goal was there. And that was why they beat Rangers 3-0. His tactics. Tell these boys, don't give him side balls. Take it to him and let it be grander.
Let it face it straightforward. Yes. All right, congratulations.
But in fact, I'm still happy as I'm seated here.
I slept smiling. Do you understand? Congratulations to our own Super Eagles. It's the banter online for me.
That should have even been the final of the competition. That game.
At this point, Nigerians have been saying that they do not care about the finals, that as long as we won Bafana South Africa, it's okay for us.
That is a fallout of happiness. On that day of the finals, we will still see Nigerians.
We're more happy. Our vice president was there to celebrate us.
You see how luck works. Ivory Coast that came third, that were managed to be included in the round of 16.
Yes.
He's playing finals. And the team that beat them 4-0 is already gone.
They won the Republic of Congo at 1-0 yesterday, and now they will be facing Nigeria.
And that match against Congo, I think Congo was tired. Yes, I watched them and they were tired. They were not, the firing power no longer there.
All right, we have another headline here just before we draw the curtains for the show. Talking about this man ban on sachet alcoholic drinks and all of that. Recently in Lagos, you know, they placed a ban on, what do they call this? Takeaway disposable
party pack.
And I've seen videos, I've seen comments from Nigerians who have been complaining there was no warning. There was no, they didn't tell them that, we'll be doing this in the next 2 to 3 weeks or months, and they just brought it, you just woke up and you know what, we are placing a ban on this.
That is the bad economic policy that we're
talking about. And now, man has come out to say 500,000 jobs threatened over ban on sachet alcoholic drinks.
Did they actually diagnose any ailment from that issue?
My question is it trying to keep the environment safe? That's because I noticed that when people drink this and they just litter it around.
Then you make a policy of waste management.
So why exactly are they banning this drink? If it's not health decision, what else is the reason for them to ban
Initially they came up that especially that disposable party pack are poisonous. Two, they say they are littering every part of Lagos.
Which I understand. I see it a lot.
And again, too, they throw them into the
sewage and all the blocks.
Not even sewage, the ocean, the something, and all these fish swallow them. And at the end of the day, it goes, but because it will not decay.
Yes.
And most of the big sea animals like whales and co, they are dying off.
They're dying of it. They choke on it.
If that is the issue, beheading someone is not an antidote for headache. Why don't you make a legislation
and treat it itself?
Yes, and let them say, if you throw this in, this is your fine. If you do this, that is your fine. First one, the second one, if you don't obey, then you go to the maximum wall to go and arrest for even 3 months there. They didn't do that. Now you are throwing the bad water away with the baby because the water is bad.
But the water is dirty, exactly.
The man should actually come out forcefully, not by mouth, like a toothless bulldog, shout for one day, and the rest of the ages, we won't hear from them again. Tell us why you have done this, governor or government. If the reasons are genuine and they are tenable, then we can answer, okay, let us adjust. But the time of changing over was just too impromptu. No notice, nothing. Now tell me somebody who has invested so much money in bringing
exactly.
They just tell him overnight that this thing is banned.
What's going to happen?
Investment? Down the drain in less than a second in an economy that everybody is struggling to survive. You now put in so much millions in a business and government regulations say they have cancelled it.
And if looking at the Daily Trust, says bandits threaten to marry bride, sell 62 wedding guests.
They've been given field day to operate. All the ones
they are demanding 100 million naira ransom.
Of course, they have the right to do it. Who is against them? The government is supposed to checkmate them. Has the government been lived up to expectation?
Well, the government has said that Abuja is unsafe. The Senate, rather, it's still on the Daily Trust. One of the stories that says Abuja is unsafe. And Abuja is the capital of Nigeria.
We know that long ago, even when Muhammadu Buhari was in office. His convoy was waylaid and soldiers were killed.
Yes.
He said, go after the bandits. How can you kill soldiers in a convoy of Mr. President, advanced party of Mr. President, and none of them was caught? Did not trace any one of them to anywhere. Look, even I can tell you, our military boys are trying. I cannot tell you lies. Because their lives are at risk every day. They die and no compensation.
In wearing that uniform, place them at risk.
At risk. They die, no compensation. The government is not doing anything to arrest the situation. It's a big pity. I don't envy them at all. I don't envy the military at this point in time. Now they are demanding for 100 million. Now the government says don't pay ransom. The government on their own too is not doing anything to rescue the people. What happens to those children there?
What happens to the bride?
Look at the driver of that kitty that was shot
that was killed
and burnt to ashes. Is that not barbaric enough? Now you went into a palace, you killed the king, you adopted the wife. I think they've just released that woman.
Yes.
But the latest one they captured now, they are threatening marrying them out. And they will go ahead and do it. Because who is going to rescue them? They did
it to the Chibok girls. Yes. Some of them came back with babies
girl
and all of that.
between the border of Nigeria and Niger now. Even leading a section of the Boko Haram.
Wow.
It's because she has no choice. The government failed her. The country failed her. What can she do? She cannot trek away from that place. And now they will have even radicalized her. She may not even have that brain
of
what she's supposed
of a normal citizen of Nigeria. And I think the last one we can look at before we call it a day, 5 months after Tinubu. 5 months after, Tinubu yet to replace record ambassadors, says ex-envoy, I beg your pardon, says we do things upside down in Nigeria.
Yes, because it's affected him.
And Minister's aide claims that new ones will be announced soon.
Why soon is the soon? We continue saying soon. Abacha told us soon. When he refused to go, they asked him, he said his lifetime, his life period is very, very short compared to the life of Nigeria herself. And everybody clapped, we laughed. It was normal. Now, 5 months after we removed an envoy, we have not replaced. He's supposed to have been, you are sending the envoy there, the one on ground hands over to him and comes back. Either you repost him or the job is over. But you did not do that. Now, what happens to the diplomatic relations between Nigeria and that country now? How are you going to manage that area? And you are saying that you will replace the person soon. Why do we do things that we think we are in a bottle that nobody sees us? That's
why the ex-envoy said we do things upside down in Nigeria.
Yes, and all of them are involved. Not only, anyway, he used the word weak, which means himself is involved. Hope tomorrow they will not wake up and tell us that even Mr. President was not aware that the envoy was recalled. Oh my God.
And I think those days ended with the former president. Looking at
Is it not at a larger scale now? Even the kidnapping, the raping, the killing, the adoption, everything.
Everything happening.
Can you compare to what is happening now?
Not at
all. And now they do it with real audacity. You go to the Federal Capital Territory from house to house, you are kidnapping people. You even went to the military camp to kidnap people.
Even went to traditional house to kidnap the monarchs and all of that.
Well, how many dead bodies goes into the ground before the ground will shout that I'm tired of taking dead bodies?
Well, that is the much that we can take this morning because we have to give room for Makego Badio to come in for the big story on Quest today. I am Sarah Mobigo. I want to say a very big thank you to my analyst in the building.
Yes, I'm going to change your name also to Pretty Big Mobigo.
All right, this is the much that we can take. Remember to stay safe. As long as you're alive, there is hope. Keep dreaming, keep striving to live life to the fullest. Bye for now.